Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Lovers. And today we're going to have a little bit of a fun video for you guys today. I'm going to be giving my top 10 NFL quarterbacks heading into 2026. Now, this is completely based off of stats. This is not biased or anything like that. So hopefully you guys can bear with me here. I'm going to give you guys my top 10 quarterback list heading into the NFL 2026 season. But first, if you are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Today, the NCAA tournament baseball was announced, so we will predict that tomorrow on the channel. Then Wednesday, we'll have a little fun college football video for you guys, and then Thursday, Friday, play our Kansas State and Vanderbilt dynasties. So lots of posting to come here on the channel. Hit the sub button, leave a comment down below so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. And without further ado, let us go ahead and hop into this NFL top 10 quarterback list. Starting us off at number 10 here, I have Baker Mayfield at number 10. Baker Mayfield is a really solid NFL quarterback. He has done great things for the Tampa Bay Bucks overall, and I do think he is going to have a better season than what he had in 2026. Now, with that being said, I still think the Carolina Panthers are going to win that division, but Baker Mayfield, 4 starters, of course, we will talk about his stats. Started all 17 games last season. He had 3,693 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, and only 11 interceptions, adding, of course, almost 400 rushing yards to that, and 1 rushing touchdown as well. So he was 26th or so in passing touchdowns in the NFL, 10th in the NFL when it came to passing yards. I ultimately think Baker Mayfield is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's one of the best trash talkers in the NFL, and ultimately he is going to have a great season in 2026 that possibly ends with an NFC South Division title. With that being said, Baker Mayfield, you are my number 10 on this NFL top 10 quarterback list. Moving on to number 9, of course, here on this list, I have Jared Goff at number 9, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. He threw for almost 5,000 yards last season in the NFL, number 2 in the NFL when it comes to stats. 34 touchdowns last season, only 8 interceptions, had a QBR rating of 57.3. I just need to see a little bit more from him to put in this top 5 list or so, because this top 5 list is very stacked. We will talk about that here in a second. However, with that being said, he was better than Baker Mayfield this season. Yes, I know that over time he hasn't proven that he is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but heading into 2026, I would want this guy, Jared Goff, as my starting quarterback in the National Football League, especially with the weapons that you have, like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, you got some good other wide receivers in there as well. So I think that the Lions are set this year. I think they're going to win the NFC North once again. I just think that Jared Goff is number 9, on my list, because he has yet to prove himself over time as a really solid quarterback. He's definitely getting there, but right now I have him at number 9 on my quarterback list. Moving on to number 8 here in the National Football League when it comes to my quarterback rankings, I have Justin Herbert, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. He is injury prone, but when he plays and when he is healthy, we have seen how consistent that he can be. In his first year in 2021, he was really good. In his second year, 2022, I believe, he got hurt a little bit, but was still very consistent. Now, in 2025, he only threw for 3,700 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions with a QBR rating of 60.6. And not to mention, he doesn't have the weapons like Jared Goff has, or like, of course, the 10th quarterback like Baker Mayfield has on our list, right? We've seen that sort of stuff. So, again, I like Justin Herbert. I really do. I just think he needs to keep proving himself and keep staying consistent here for him to be a top, or for him to get into the Hall of Fame when it comes to being a quarterback. So again, Justin Herbert is a really solid quarterback to have on your roster. He just has to stay healthy this year, man, and the Chargers are going to be really good. But regardless, Justin Herbert is my number 8 quarterback in the National Football League. All right, moving on to our number 7 quarterback, and really number 7 and number 6 can be interchangeable, I guess. But number 7, I do have Jalen Hurts. I get Jalen Hurts as a Super Bowl champion, so he definitely can go above higher. Number 6, who we'll talk about here in just a second. But last year, I just didn't really see a whole lot from him. Yes, he threw for 3,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, but he had 6 interceptions and a QBR rating of 55.2, right? Of course, his completion percentage, 64.8 in the postseason. They kind of fell off. I just got to see a little bit more from Jalen Hurts, right, for me to put him in that top 5 category like these guys are about to start. So, again, Jalen Hurts, again, a solid quarterback. I like Jalen Hurts. I really do. Him being on the Eagles and me being a Cowboys fan, yes, I do hate him when it comes to that rivalry, but I have no issue with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback, and ultimately, he lands at number 7 on my list of top 10 heading into the 2026 NFL season. All right, like I was saying, number 7 and number 6 can, of course, be interchangeable here, but I do have Dak Prescott a little bit ahead of Jalen Hurts just because of how many times he's beaten Jalen Hurts and what he does when he is healthy. Last year, Dak Prescott got subbed out of a couple of games, but he still threw for almost 5,000 passing yards, 4,552 to be exact. That is 3rd in the National Football League. 30 touchdowns as well. It was just, again, the defense for the Cowboys that absolutely sucked balls when it came to stopping teams. So, again, I like Dak Prescott, 70.2 QBR rating. That is 5th in the National Football League last season. He has been consistent ever since he's came into the league out of Mississippi State. Again, which is why I have him ranked ahead of Jalen Hurts. When it comes time, Dak Prescott steps up biggest, and he has one of the best records against the Philadelphia Eagles in the regular season. So, again, that is my reasoning why I have Dak Prescott ahead of Jalen Hurts. But like I was saying, you could interchange either of them, and I still would not be mad at it, as both of those guys are still really, really solid quarterbacks to have on your roster. But I do have Dak Prescott at number 6 as we head into our top 5. All right, moving on to number 5 here, I have Lamar Jackson. What this man has done ever since his rookie season before winning the Heisman Trophy in college to now has been absolutely electric. Yes, I know he got hurt in the 2025 regular season, but if we go back in the 2024 regular season, this dude absolutely balls out. I love Lamar Jackson as a quarterback, I really do. I like his legs. I like, of course, his accuracy. He hasn't always had the best weapons, but he has been able to do what he does best without those weapons. And ultimately, that is why I have him in the top 5, because he is such a good quarterback, and Lamar Jackson is going to be a threat in the NFC North, or in the AFC North, rather, in 2026. He makes the list at number 5 in my NFL quarterbacks top 10. Moving on to number 4 here on my top 10 quarterback list, that is Joe Burrow. Going in at number 4, again, I know what you all are going to say, a lot of these QBs are injury prone, but when they are healthy, Joe Burrow balls out. In 2024, it's probably his most healthiest season in the 2026 or in his career so far. He threw for 4,918 passing yards. That is almost 5,000 passing yards in a season. 9 interceptions, 43 touchdowns in that year as well. And the Bengals were just insane. In that 2021 run, he threw for 4,600 yards. Also throwing for 34 touchdowns, 14 interceptions as well, with a completion percent rating of 70. Since this dude has been in the league in 2020, he has thrown for 4,000 yards 3 times in his NFL career. Joe Burrow is an absolutely insanely accurate quarterback. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins certainly helped that, but you still cannot argue the fact that this dude is a top 10 quarterback when he is at his healthiest and when he gets the ball to his playmakers. Joe Burrow, you have made my top 10 or top 5 out of top 10 quarterback list in the NFL upcoming season at number 4. So congratulations, Joe Burrow is an absolute baller. On to, of course, number 3, I believe, in this NFL quarterback list, and that is Patrick Mahomes. Again, number 3 and 2 can be interchangeable, but I do think number 1 takes the cake with all of these guys. However, with that being said, Patrick Mahomes comes in at number 3. What this man has done since his rookie year is insane, and I've been saying that about every top 5 quarterback list, but I mean it with Patrick Mahomes. You can argue all he wants about, of course, the stuff that happens off the field, but when he's on the field, he is on point, and he is really, really talented. In his rookie season in 2018 rather, his first year as a starting quarterback for the Chiefs, 5,097 passing yards, 50 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. I believe they went on to win the Super Bowl that year, might I add. This dude is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, 4,183 yards in his 2023 season. Last year, only throwing for 587 yards, only 22 touchdowns and 11 interceptions before getting hurt. Still an absolutely abdominal number when it comes to stats and stuff like that. This dude has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the NFL, and his best season in 2022, 5,250 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Yes, that is absolutely insane stuff. Patrick Mahomes, you are number 3 on my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the 2026 NFL season. I just hope you can stay healthy. Moving on, like I was saying, of course, these two are kind of interchangeable here. Josh Allen at number 2. This dude is an absolute baller of a quarterback, right? In 2022, thrown for 4,283 yards. 2023, he had 4,306 yards. 2024, he had 3,731 yards. So this dude is an absolute baller, throwing for 4,000 yards 4 seasons in his NFL career. He has just not had the weapons, coach, or the defense to get him to the Super Bowl, and they almost did in 2021. Of course, we all know what happened there. But with that being said, Josh Allen, still one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. Again, him and Patrick Mahomes are kind of interchangeable, I guess you would say. But I do have Josh Allen better, as he is, of course, more consistency-wise when it comes to throwing the ball. Patrick Mahomes just likes to goof off a little bit on the field, but he's still a very solid quarterback to have. I just think Josh Allen takes it a little more seriously, and that is why he is number 2 on my top 10 quarterbacks heading into the 2026 NFL season. Certainly not least, the number 1 quarterback heading into 2026 is going to be Matthew Stafford at number 1. Very controversial take right here, but this dude is an absolute baller. 4,707 passing yards. That is first in the National Football League last season. 46 passing touchdowns last season, only 8 in the NFL, or 8 interceptions in the NFL season, with a 71.2 QBR rating as well. When you have Puka, Devontae Adams, you can just chuck the ball to those guys, and they will definitely get you a couple of touchdowns nonetheless each game. So, again, Matthew Stafford, my best quarterback when it comes to who I would want on my, of course, squad going into 2026. The Rams are going to be a threat this year, and that is why, because Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback in the National Football League. Argue with the wall. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you thought of my list in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Like I said, tomorrow we will have our NCAA tournament bracket preview and predictions, so stay tuned for that baseball-wise. Now, tonight, of course, is game number 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Knicks are looking to wrap it up. Of course, we got baseball all day for Memorial Day. By the way, happy Memorial Day to all who celebrate. Of course, thank you, veterans, for what you have done to this country. However, with that being said, that is where I'm going to end it for today's video. Like I said, let me know what you thought of my top 10 quarterback list in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.